is roughly how far up the beach we'd always be. Because behind me is a pebble ridge.
Behind me is me.
Yeah, and if you climb over it, there'd be farmland. And if there wasn't the pebble ridge, the ocean, when it comes to high tide, would flood the farmland. So if it wasn't for the pebble ridge, we wouldn't have the beach.
I'm here.
And
And
behind me is Westwood Ho,
behind me is me.
and my wife is talking too much. But
But
this would be roughly how far up the beach
I like it here.
we would position our mats and our windbreaks and our buckets and spades and our picnic. So whilst Mum and Dad were sunbathing, we'd be going behind us into the sea, either to dip our toes, swim, or surf, bodyboarding.
Peace.
Yeah,
Yes, baby.
because behind me
Behind me is me.
and the rest of the beach, which is going away from Westwood Ho, and it was too far. Now I'm much taller now than I was when I was a kid, and the beach seems shorter, but it's still about 3 miles long and about 1 mile from here to the water.
Okay.
So that's my Westwood Ho report. 2025, 52 years old, about 45 years from the first time I came here. In it.
So, I'm telling to Jamie na kung pwede ba, pumunta kami doon, no? Kasi lagi lang kami sa gilid. So, we will be going there.
Not sure if we're going in there.
We will be going, Jamie. Because I want to. Diba, minsan mo lang to may experience, hindi? Pumunta ka na, tama?
I was hoping for a slightly warmer day so we didn't just dip our toes, that we could actually go into the sea properly.
Pero sa totoo lang, ang ganda dito, malamig. Siguro dahil nga first time ko nga dito. Kaya yun ang masasabi ko. But according to Jamie, talaga maganda talaga dito. Malamig, alam mo yon, hindi siya mainit. Kaya sobrang ganda. Tsaka ang lawak po ng ano.
And just for
sand.
information, the water in the oceans and seas around England would be relatively cold, but as they go, the sea in Devon in front of us would be warmer than most because it gets warmed by the Gulf jet stream that comes all the way across the Atlantic from the Caribbean.
Okay,
So when
that's the history.
When it's continually hot for several days, the water is not super lamig. It's warm enough to you run into, get your shoulders underneath, and then you're fine.
Yeah. So malapit na po kami sa dagat. Ayun. Ayun, so yan. Let us see later.
We missed. And Nikki had been in the ocean and she was walking back towards where the family was, and apparently whilst I was digging I pointed her up that way down the beach. When we were
I don't know kung saan yung pinupunta niya.
I wasn't trying to lose my sister, but kids are kids.
Okay, so that's your memories with your sister. Guys, ang ganda talaga dito. Alam mo, ang ganda ng lamig sa skin.
One other one.
Sana ito lagi din sa Pilipinas.
Really windy day on the beach, and we had an inflatable dinghy, and as I remember, my sister was holding onto the rope, but the dinghy was being blown across the beach.
What is that? Kasi when you say dengue,
a dinghy inflatable raft.
Kasi akala ko naman dengue yung sakit.
And the wind was so strong, she was desperately trying to hold on to not lose the little raft. And she was doing these big steps across the beach because it was lifting her up a little bit like a kite.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be very calm.
Can we walk while you're talking, honey?
But this is England. Sometimes it can be windy and wild.
To be honest, ang ganda talaga dito. So, talagang sulit ang aming pagpunta.
She just said,
Summer.
I don't really know what he's saying.
Sulit na sulit. Ang ganda pa. Hindi nga, kidding aside. Maganda talaga siya, guys.
Be careful,
Ayan. Tsaka ito yung yung langit. Ano?
The tide, we have to be careful though because it looks like the tide's going out. So if we don't watch ourselves, we'll be further away from getting off the beach and getting on it.
Okay. But you know what? Sulit talaga. So, Honey, can you tell us kung anong lugar ito or what kind of place na pinuntahan natin today?
Huh?
What is the name of this countryside or the beach side?
We're in Western Hoe, which is in the district of Northam, which is North Devon, which is the southwest of England, which is about 350 miles away from London. And it's where, from the age of about 7 years old, my mum and dad brought us on summer holidays. I'm now 52, not been here for nearly 20 years. And a lot of the things, the quieter sides of things and the more peaceful and view things of this area that I used to find boring are now exactly the reason why I want to come down. I'm not coming down here to play on the arcades, maybe dig a sandcastle, but no, this is a place to still have stuff to do, but compared to the city like Manila or London, it's a chance just to depressurize.
Yes. Alam nyo, sa Manila, di ba, sobrang busy. Dito parang nawala. Although, masakit ang ulo ko talaga dahil nga may friend ako. Pero guys, sobrang ganda dito. So, we're closer to the beach na. Gusto kong mag-touch yung water. Pero kahapon, nung pumunta kami sa Heartland Key, actually, malamig ang water.
Yeah. But Heartland Key,
yeah, over there, we went there yesterday.
Off in the distance, behind our left shoulder.
Okay, ikaw na. Yan. So guys, sobrang ganda. Alam mo,
that little white strip,
yeah.
that's the valley.
Yes, we went there yesterday.
Yeah. The tip of the land, the last tip of the land you can see, that would be the Heartland Lighthouse. And around the corner would be Heartland Key.
Yes, guys. Alam mo ba kahapon, napaiyak talaga ako. Parang, alam mo yung, syempre first time mo, di ba? Parang wow, parang I can't believe I'm here. Pero totoo, I'm here, no? So, we will make the best out of this trip talaga, no? Despite of yung maraming challenges. Pero no,
I wish we was here in Devon longer though. We're only
actually
here for
my husband
days.
wanted to
go in the sea.
To go to the sea.
Dip my feet in the Atlantic.
Look at that. I think it is high tide already.
No, it's not. High tide would reach the rocks behind us.
Yeah.
So, but I can't tell whether the tide's coming in or out, so we have to be careful. But
okay, I'll take you a video while you're stepping on the water. Sige na po.
No, not stepping on the water. Stepping on the water? If I was stepping on the water, I'd be
okay,
our
so
Lord
sorry
Jesus Christ.
naman.
Walking
in the water, yung tamang term.
Whereas Jesus walked on the water.
Okay.
Not in the water.
Okay.
I'm sure he walked in the water, but he wasn't trying to show his miraculous power thing.
We're so proud we're here. Kaming dalawa lang. Kasi yung parents niya naiwan sa caravan.
Someone surfing?